What if I told you you can create a trust fund kid, protect your business, protect your assets, protect your house, protect your money, all from lawsuits for free? I'm about to show you how to create a free trust with one online tool in 1 day in under 10 minutes. And it's for free. My main objective was to make my child a trust fund kid. But then I decided to create my whole estate plan. Why not have systems in place since we all do have an expiration date? But you want to go to freewill.com. Everything from this page is absolutely self-explanatory. It's not very hard, you guys. So you're going to go step by step. But the most important thing you want to do is go to irs.gov. Now, you want to create an EIN number for your trust. This is going to make it to where your trust is a separate entity. So you want to apply for EIN number. You want to begin the application. One of the most important things is to make sure you click trust. And then from there, it's your responsibility to research if you want to do a revocable trust or an irrevocable trust. I did revocable. That way I can change my trust based on how I feel. Irrevocable, once it's created, you cannot change it. Now, you want to make sure you do your research on tax documents that are needed when you're creating a trust. But once you complete this application, your EIN number will populate and you are able to open a bank account for your trust.
All right, y'all, been quite a day. Usually the Fridays are a little bit calmer or whatnot, you know, but that's okay. They're a little bit calmer. So, as y'all know, I've been trying to do a lot of content. I've been trying to stack up a lot of these stories as I can remember them, you know. I just did the content on the contract situation with a brother, and then I had to talk about how the white guy, the system administrator, he was a managed service. Remember I told y'all about what managed services do. He was a managed service provider himself. He had his own managed service. He was a one-man band because he has a bunch of clients. I didn't really expound upon how it worked, but basically, he's a system administrator at heart. He has a bunch of clients. Can't really see over here. Okay. He has a bunch of clients. That's how you know it's a Friday, because it's busy. And each client, it could be a hospital, or usually it's probably likely small businesses and stuff like that. So he probably has antivirus agents on any laptop on the servers, and he monitors them. So he can log in anywhere in the world and do his work. And so he was also working as what I learned to be a preferred vendor. But I'll talk more in depth about that possibly, you know, about that contracting and all of that kind of stuff. So, but this story is about a game, and this might have been I'll say 1997 or something like that. PlayStation 1 came out in 1991. So, but this game came out in 1997. So, basically, I was interested in this game, and I was thinking about getting this little game when I was in high school. So this was around like 9th grade. And we were talking about this game at work today. They were talking about PlayStation and stuff like that. Y'all know my policy on video games and stuff. I don't play too much of them anymore, because I think there's more constructive things for me to do and handle, and things to be set up. And I just don't think. And then, you know, I got children and stuff, man. So a grown man can't be sitting there playing the game all the damn time. He's not gonna get shit done. You're not. It's impossible. There's no way you're gonna be able to play video games and you have a house. You know, you have children and all of that stuff. You're not gonna be able to do that, because there's other things you're gonna need to take care of. Maybe during downtime afterwards. But then I'm like, well, hell, there's some other things that I need to do, especially if you like running a business and things of that nature. So, you know, I'll get to it whenever. But this particular game was a survival horror game during that time. It was real creepy. It was called Nightmares. I was gonna say American Nightmares, Nightmare Creatures. And I remember when I seen the commercial on TV, and I'm like, oh man, this looks dope. I'm gonna see if I can find the video. So pull up to the mailbox so I can check the mail real quick. So real quick, I'll tell this story real fast. Nightmare Creatures. There was a girl at school that must have got it too. So, you know, there was little video game books where, like Game Informer, where you could learn how to do certain moves, like up, down, square, and stuff like that and all that. So she had the game, you know what I'm saying? And I think I either had the game or I was getting ready to get the game or whatnot. So I'm talking about it in school. And so now this girl likes me. I'm in 9th grade. This girl likes me. So I'm talking to her about the game for a little bit. And then after a while, I keep talking about it. And this is what I learned as a young man. Women don't give a damn about video games. They don't want to hear about that shit long term. Most women don't care about that. And usually most women not only do most women don't really care to talk about, like they don't really want to have a whole long conversation. That the average woman don't want to hear you babble on about video games and technology all the time. They don't care about that shit. And so my homies was telling me, you know, they don't really want to hear about that stuff all like that, bro. And so I'm steady trying to, you know, be the game enthusiast, and she gets flat out told me, like, you know, I like you, I don't want to hear about that shit. You know, so I had to learn how to kind of sharpen up my game, you know what I'm saying? And I never did that again. So a lot of times, like when I kind of was in the technical path, even when I was kind of out and about hustling and stuff like that, all of this knowledge and technology and stuff I acquired or whatever like that, I might have that conversation with somebody that I come across. But generally, I didn't really have those conversations when I met women or just met people out and about. They didn't know anything about it unless I said something. I didn't really you'd have to have that conversation with somebody that's maybe into tech or stuff like that or whatever. But usually, and what I find, and especially in the workplace, most of the time when you hear guys just babble and that's all they talk about, they don't never talk about having a wife or no kids, or they don't really have nothing to live for. It's just gaming and just anime. And when you hear grown men talk about that all day, I'm gonna tell you, usually they're kind of lame. Most of the time they are, because grown adults don't want to sit around and talk about anime all day. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna have room of conversation. People gonna looking at you like you're kind of weird. Children do that. Kids and teenagers might do that, but as a grown person, you're not gonna have that conversation long term. People that actually have lives and things to do, you can't really do that all the time. You're not gonna have time to do that unless maybe you're a gamer. If you're a gamer and you get paid, like you're doing something like T-Pain or whatever, but generally no. You know, so I'm not gonna know all of the new stuff that comes out and certain things in animes. This lightning starting to kick up or whatever. I may go ahead and check this mail. So I might have some lives for y'all today, some lives this weekend. I'm gonna try to cover some more technical articles, and there's some new developments about the cybersecurity ordeal. So about the ransomware that just came up. So I think I'm gonna analyze that side by side with my analysis.